for joining us. Today I have Andrew Jones, who is a Radnet employee, and he's going to be talking to us about leukemia and lymphoma. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So I understand that you were diagnosed, and were you diagnosed with lymphoma or leukemia?
Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Okay, and at what age were you diagnosed?
26.
Okay, and you are how old now?
I am now 27.
Oh, so it's only been a year.
Yep.
Tell me how it happened.
So I felt a lymph node in my groin area. It was noticeable at the skin level, and I had visited my primary care physician who referred me to get an ultrasound. So I had an ultrasound done, and about 6 to 8 months later I went to get an MRI, and that was still not revealing signs that were suspicious because there was only one enlarged lymph node.
Okay.
And so after further discussions with my primary care physician, he suggested that I see a urologist and have a full excisional biopsy on the lymph node, meaning I take the lymph node out. And so on March 6th of 2018, we did the full excisional biopsy, and it then went through pathology, and that's when we found out that it was Hodgkin lymphoma.
Okay, and then thereafter, what are some of the things that you had to deal with?
So after that, I had to go through a bone marrow biopsy to confirm that it wasn't stage 4, because sometimes lymphoma can hide in your bone marrow or even pieces of your bone.
Wow.
So you have to go through that, and that's something that I did. And after we determined that it was stage 1, we decided to go with radiation therapy, and so I did 15 treatments of radiation therapy.
Now, is that concentrated, or is it something that's the whole body?
It was concentrated, focused on just the area where the lymph node was.
Okay, okay, great. And so now what's the prognosis?
The prognosis is I'm in full remission.
Excellent.
So,
excellent.
Yes.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is just unbelievable. I know you said that you had seen something that was on the skin surface. Did you ever notice anything prior? You never had any symptoms of any kind?
So for the most part, I did not have any symptoms, but I will say I was, running and exercising, and I was trying to lose some weight, but I felt that weight was coming off faster than it should have.
Okay.
And that was a bit strange to me, and that led me to kind of think maybe something is going on. My initial thought was not lymphoma or cancer,
right,
but it was just, this is unusual, I should bring this up to my physician.
Oh, okay. Well, that was very smart of you. People your age may ignore a lot of things like that. What are some things that you might tell them?
So I would strongly recommend that if you do find a lump of any kind, or you do notice symptoms that might seem atypical or unusual, it's very important that you go bring these up with your physician, because people get scared and don't want to hear bad news.
Right. Now, you're being a Radnet employee, you have some accessibilities to many radiologists.
Sure.
Did you go to them immediately?
Yes, so when I had my ultrasound done, I had one of our radiologists read the ultrasound, and I also had a different radiologist, one of Radnet's, read my MRI.
Okay.
And so I did use our services there, and my PET scan was also read by a Radnet radiologist.
Okay, great. So they were very helpful to you then.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So now what is being done to help find a cure for this type of disease that you know of?
So the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is really pushing the envelope on finding cures, and they are directing funds that are donated to groundbreaking clinical trials. So there's a lot of work being done there, and there's been a lot of developments that have led up to where we are today,
right,
specifically with the development of Gleevec and Rituxan, which were both funded in research by Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So they are heavily involved with research there.
Now, is there some medication that you will have to take for the rest of your life, or no?
No. So fortunately, no, but I will have to go back annually to go under and do a PET scan, but that is really for the first 5 years, and if they don't find any signs or traces of lymphoma, then we can push that to every 5 years after.
Right, right. Oh, that's great. Okay, good. So you're now a part of the Lymphoma and Leukemia Society.
Yes.
So tell me what you're doing with them now.
So I am participating in the Man of the Year campaign for LLS, and the goal of the campaign is to raise $150,000, all of which will be donated to finding cures and giving patients financial assistance and all the good things.
So what brought you to want to do this?
So a buddy of mine, Jared, who was a nominee in the 2018 competition, had brought it to my attention because he had gone through non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and he felt that, I was definitely somebody that could take on the challenge, and I felt a sense of obligation after being so fortunate. And so, I just felt that it was the right thing to do.
So what are some things that you're doing now to try and raise the money?
So aside from the routine letter sending, we are going to have a poker tournament in May. We're going to put on a golf tournament. We're reaching out to some athletes and possible celebrities, movie stars, to donate some of their time in some auction form that LLS hosts. So we're using a bunch of different channels. Will
that be just in Los Angeles or all over Southern California?
All over Southern California.
Okay.
So the poker tournament will actually take place in Orange County. So,
well, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully there'll be some folks here in our community that will participate and have a good time.
Right.
And help you raise your money.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us.